threatens to deport Elon Musk? What?
I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible? He gets a lot of subsidies, Peter. But Elon's very upset that the EV mandate is going to be terminated. And you know what? When you look at it, not everybody wants an electric car.
So that's not true. Elon Musk has been outspoken for a long time that EV mandates, we shouldn't actually have them.
If you eliminated all EV incentives tomorrow, Tesla's competitive position would improve significantly. I'll say that again. If you eliminated all tax credits, EV tax credits, Tesla's position would improve immediately.
Never had a problem. You know, it's very interesting. This is not something new. This has been there from day one, Speaker, right? We're going to abolish the EV mandate. And Elon still endorsed me because, honestly, he never, ever spoke to me about that. And I used to say, I'm amazed that he's endorsing me because that can't be good for him. I'm abolishing the EV mandate. And I once asked him about it. You never talked to me about that. He said, well, as long as it's happening to everybody, I'll be able to compete. It was a very interesting answer. I thought it was a very honest answer, to be honest with you. And
so this is all about the big, beautiful bill. This is all about the massive spending behemoth. And I think you're starting to see a big shift over the past 48 hours. A lot of people that supported Trump talking about how damaging this big, beautiful bill is. I mean, we're talking Medicaid for illegal immigrants inside the bill.
I don't want an electric car. I want to have maybe gasoline, maybe electric, maybe a hybrid, maybe someday a hydrogen. If you have a hydrogen car, it has one problem.
Okay, by the way, look at this Fox News banner at the bottom. Trump, Musk is upset he's losing EV mandate. Like, Fox knows that's a lie.
It blows up, you know? So I'm going to give that one to Peter. I'm going to let Peter test.
So, of course, this is all about the big, beautiful bill, and it looks like Elon Musk is getting very close to wanting to start a third party in the United States, the America Party. And he says, so Elon Musk says that the U.S. is going bankrupt quickly, but everyone is just whistling past the graveyard.
Over $1 trillion a year. America is also going bankrupt extremely quickly. And everyone seems to be sort of whistling past the graveyard on this one. You know, the Defense Department budget is a very big budget, okay? It's $1 trillion a year, DoD, Intel, it's $1 trillion. And interest payments on the national debt just exceeded the Defense Department budget. They're over $1 trillion a year, just in interest, and rising. We're adding $1 trillion to our debt, which our kids and grandkids are going to have to pay somehow every 3 months. And then soon it's going to be every 2 months, and then every month. And then the only thing we'll be able to pay is interest. And if this is, it's just it's just like a person at scale that has racked up too much credit card debt, and this does not have a good ending. And so we have to reduce the spending.
Yeah. This doesn't have a good ending. We absolutely have to reduce the spending. I just spoke to Congressman Ron Paul the other day, who said the U.S. dollar will collapse. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. He thinks it's going to be within a short amount of time. And Congressman Thomas Massey, Senator Rand Paul have been very outspoken about this bill, about this big, beautiful bill, and what it does to increase our amount of debt in the United States. Senator Rand Paul just, I think, spoke on the floor of Congress.
Maybe we have to judge the effects of the big, not-so-beautiful bill by looking at what happens to the debt next year. Supporters of the bill admit it adds $270 billion to the debt next year. That's the only thing we know for certain. We don't know what happens in year 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, but we know next year this bill will grow the deficit by $270 billion. In addition, the bill increases the debt ceiling by $5 trillion, What does that mean? That is an admission that they know they aren't controlling the deficit. They know that the ensuing years will add trillions more.
Right, because the argument that we've been hearing from conservatives, so-called conservatives, is that, well, because of future growth, this will offset the current debt. But that's never happened. That's never happened in the history of these budgets, ever. And as Congressman Thomas Massey told me a few weeks ago, we've never had this happen. We're mortgaging our children's futures on the hopes and dreams that many of these people won't even be in Congress in 10 years. These people will be gone. So they will have no skin in the game that many years from now.
So we're adding $2 trillion this year, but they're anticipating, the authors of the bill anticipating adding more than $2 trillion next year.
They're anticipating adding $2 trillion. When you have a military budget of $1 trillion, for what? It's more than 3 times the size of China's military budget.
That doesn't sound at all conservative to me, and that's why I'm a no.
I'm a no. And this latest, central banks admit the dollar as the world's reserve currency is over.
Well, Paul, earlier this week, we reported on the bombshell event regarding the redeemability of the Chinese yuan in gold and what it can mean to the global financial system. And now, just a few days later, we have before us the reality that central banks are taking a serious look at the dollar's future in global trade and commerce.
Yeah, absolutely. And privately, there's a recognition that the dollar's days as the world reserve currency are over.
Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. I mean, we've been saying this for the last 3 years on this show. The US dollar as the world's reserve currency is coming to a close, and it's all because of us shooting ourselves in the foot. Congress passing this massive debt bomb, a massive debt bomb, and the United States can't pay for it. The only way that we pay for it is by printing fake money. And when these other countries don't want our fake money anymore, our fake treasury bonds that are backed by this massive amount of debt, they offload all of these treasuries, and now they're backing up and siding with China and India, and whether they want rupees or rubles in Russia or yuan or a BRICS-backed currency backed by gold. If this insane spending bill passes, Elon says, the America Party will be formed the next day. Our country needs an alternative to the Democrat-Republican uniparty so that the people can actually have a voice. Oh my God.
Está nuestro amigo, el señor Carlos Maslatón, en línea. Carlos, muy bienvenido. Pablo Dugan te saluda. ¿Cómo andás?
¿Qué tal, Dugan? ¿Cómo estás? Muy divertido todo esto que acabas de decir. Ya en abril, el JP Morgan, cuando Argentina firmaba este nuevo endeudamiento con el Fondo Monetario, los 12.000 millones de dólares, sacó un informe y dijo, bueno, ahora que está la plata del Fondo Monetario, es el momento de hacer carry trade. O sea, manden plata a Argentina, conviértalas en pesos, el gobierno paga intereses altísimos en pesos y antes de las elecciones den la vuelta, o sea, con esos pesos ya agigantados que devengaron muchos dólares teóricos, compren dólares y rájense del país. Lo habían dicho. Yo esto no lo vi nunca en mi vida. Estas cosas se hacían en secreto, solapadamente, claro, pero esto lo publicaron y ahora están asustados y pusieron el informe diciendo ahora es el momento de salir. No sé, total inmoralidad económica, financiera, política, así funciona esto. Pero bueno, el país es el que se expone a este tipo, te diría, de estafas desde el punto de vista de que todo esto se paga con deuda pública. Todo esto que se llama carry trade, bicicleta financiera en nuestros tiempos más jóvenes de los años 70 y 80, se llama bicicleta financiera, pero lo hace el mismo Estado argentino corrupto. Esto es un acto de corrupción. Si vos tirás el precio del dólar para abajo artificialmente y el gobierno al mismo tiempo paga intereses por remunerándote los pesos y te dice que te quedes en el molde, que esto va a ser así, que te va a dar ganancia, ¿quién paga eso? Los pobres de la República Argentina, los ricos hacen esto, entran y se van acomodados con
Ahora,
el gobierno.
Carlos, el gobierno, yo lo digo todos los días y quiero que vos lo expliques un poquito más. Lo único que le importa es que no suba la inflación. Es como, vos decís, yo necesito que este auto frene, bueno, lo voy a hacer frenar chocándolo. Y vos decís, no, usá los frenos, no, tardo mucho,
Claro.
Mejor lo choco. Entonces, está chocando la economía para que la inflación esté
porque,
baja.
Algún genio en la Casa Rosada dijo que nos va bien políticamente y nos va a ir bien electoralmente si nosotros dibujamos un índice de precios minorista cada vez más bajo y con eso le decimos a la gente, mirá cómo bajamos la inflación. El problema son dos cosas, que la economía argentina en este contexto está totalmente recesiva, se está fundiendo todo el mundo, recién empieza la gran fundición, y que no les importa nada el nivel de actividad, ni la ocupación, ni la no inversión, porque por ejemplo, si vos me decís, bueno, por lo menos el hecho de que armaron un país carísimo en dólares, vienen inversiones, pero que no viene nada acá, te están diciendo que las inversiones son financieras y que se van después que hacen un negocio que le subsidia al Estado. Tanta política de quita de subsidios a todos los servicios, a la gente, todo, pero dan un subsidio a la city financiera de acá y del exterior. Es pésimo esto. Esto termina siendo malo para el gobierno, porque además lo que hace es, la política se llama de inflación reprimida, basada en un tipo de cambio, remuneración de los depósitos bancarios por el Estado, con una acumulación de deuda al infinito. Esto termina mal, y ya los síntomas son más que evidentes. La cuarta, quinta vez que se hace esto en el país, te lo dije varias veces en tus diferentes programas, y siempre termina pésimo. Pero bueno, después vendrán las responsabilidades políticas de esto, por supuesto que justiciable no es, porque la política económica no se puede llevar a un tribunal, pero el pueblo dirá en los próximos meses si esto estuvo bien o estuvo mal. En las elecciones, la primera que tenemos en la provincia de Buenos Aires, y la
Carlos,
segunda que tenemos en octubre. Dicho sea de paso, ayer no le fue bien al gobierno.
No, le fue muy mal. Muy mal.
Digamos que, pues yo te puedo decir que Formosa es un caso especial, pero no tan especial, porque viste que la disidencia de la Libertad de Avanza, el senador Paltroni, dobló en votos a la lista oficial de la Libertad de Avanza, y en Santa Fe le fue decididamente mal. Lo que tenían que ganar, no lo ganaron.
Sí. Entiendo que solo un intendente de la Libertad Avanza ganó, pero hay un pequeño problema para que muevan esa noticia. Está en cana. El muchacho está en cana porque cometió un pequeño desfalco. Bueno, a veces pasa.
De autócratas en autócratas. Y tiro porque me toca. Pero como este ya no es prorruso, que era el anterior, ¿este sí puede asesinar a los cristianos o cómo? ¿Perdón? Es decir, ¿qué es esto que acabamos de escuchar? Lo que tendríamos que haber escuchado es una condena absoluta al régimen sirio alrededor del asesinato de cristianos. Lo que tendríamos que estar escuchando es la eliminación de todo tipo de ayuda, la no entrega de ni un céntimo de euro a un régimen que puede estar causando un genocidio, pero no hay duda de que está causando ya una pequeña exterminación en un área de su población, en concreto los cristianos. O los cristianos tienen reducido su derecho a ser personas.